And welcome back to another exciting episode of the Neville Goddard Podcast. My name is Mr. 2020. Today we're going to dive in with Brenda, who is a member of ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. We're going to answer two of her questions, and these are really good. These are excellent questions. So stay tuned, let's dive in, and let's rock your world. And welcome to the podcast, gang. Today, Brenda wrote us with two questions. This is one of her updates in ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. You know how we encourage you to write us every 7 days? This is the kind of stuff that shows up that we'd love to dive into. Ready? So Brenda mentions, I had a bad dream contradictory to my desire. This is after doing my Feel It Real session before I went to bed. Since dreams happen in the subconscious, does this mean the bad dream works against me in my desire? Brenda, this is awesome. Because early on, Neville did mention the subconscious. He dropped that. Yeah, that was one of the big terms back then in the 40s and 50s, the subconscious mind. He was also doing a lot of teaching to groups like the Science of Mind folks, who love the term subconscious, from what I'm told. But he dropped using that term because there's so much baggage that comes with it, and it seems to imply secondary cause, because your bad dream can't work against you, neither can your subconscious. There's only one cause, and that's you, your imaginal act. And here's what's cool. Your bad dream can't work against you, but it can reveal that you haven't nailed it, which is going to lead us to your second question. And if you notice, hey, I had a bad dream, and that means I didn't nail it, that just means revise. Revise your dream. Feel it real. Just because you fell asleep at the wheel doesn't mean you can't drive the bus. Literally. Since you woke up, you could even revise right now that dream. You could revise. I'd suggest revising them first thing in the morning when you wake up from them. But even right now, you could go back and you could imagine a dream that implies your wishes fulfilled. Just for fun. And this leads us, Brenda, to your second question, the Sabbath. Once I put in my order, I wait. But does that mean I don't ever do more that I don't ever do sessions anymore? Or is it encouraged to still feel it real? If I'm not doing feel it real sessions anymore for this wish, how do I know that what I did was enough? Again, this is an awesome question because if you don't know, you're going to look for signs. And this is just human nature. So how do you know? Here's what I notice. I'm different. Whenever I nail a wish, I become different. So let me give you a great example from my Joseph Goddard practice. So before I get out of bed, I do my 5 to 10, 6 to 12 specific events of my day having gone my way. We call that Joseph Goddard. You can really dive deep into that at josephgoddardtothemax.com. Do that. And so here's what's really cool. I nail Victoria's yum. We're going on a date, so I imagine having had a great date, and I also imagine her yum, right? So, and that also implies my yum to me. So we go out and we order food, and after we order, I just had one of them feelings. It was almost like a bad dream kind of feeling, except I was wide awake. And I tried to shake it, and I couldn't shake it when I thought about that food. And what I did was I just imagined having had a great meal. And the funny thing is, the waitress comes back and says, hey, we just ran out of this. Can we substitute that? And I thought, wow, that sounds even better. And I got the most amazing meal ever. Yeah, they substituted one of the items, and it just worked out wonderfully for me. And so this is what's really cool. When you nail it, you know you've nailed it. When you doubt, you've nailed it. And you know when you doubt. This is what's so cool. Being simply honest, you get to go, radio, I haven't nailed that one yet. Or I nailed it and I grew some weeds. No biggie. Celebrate noticing. And this is a big one because a lot of people beat themselves up when they notice they haven't nailed something. My suggestion, celebrate noticing that you haven't nailed something. And notice, too, I nailed it whenever I stopped making it about that specific food, and I made it about my experience of having had a great lunch. I moved it from being about the food to letting it be about me. So that's where I'd play, Brenda. I really appreciate your questions today. So quick summary. Number one, bad dreams do not have power. They cannot work against you, but they can reveal the state you're really in. Number two, by the way, and that's why you revise them. Change your state. Number two, The Sabbath, you know when you've nailed it because you really have no interest in, no need. Yeah, that's done. See, when I nailed being a citizen, I probably went back to that imaginal act once a year or so, maybe once every 6 months, something would contaminate my state. But once I nailed it, I got busy putting other buns in the oven, and that's another indicator of the Sabbath. You notice, hey, I've got more desires, I've got new desires, I've got daily desires. And you just put them in the oven. You have some fun. Have a great day, Brenda. Thank you for asking. For those of you who haven't joined us yet, manifestingmasterycourse.com. That's the one that changes you. Just right from the core. Like I said, I used to hate getting out of, I used to dread getting out of bed, and I used to hustle like hell all day. And since manifestingmasterycourse.com, I've discovered play is the way. And that's what the course is all about. Have a great day, Brenda, and thank you for listening. And thank you for sharing the show. See ya.